Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday. It's Tailgate Tuesday. It's time for the Idle Zone Syndicate.
Oh, yes.
The Cranker is first tonight.
I mean, I kind of have like insider information on that one.
Pretty much, yeah. We have a thin studio this evening. John Stewart is on special assignment fishing with grandson Brooks in Iowa. And we're assuming that Kiki is recovering from his vacation.
Mm-hmm. Good for
And
him.
lucky. I saw some of the pictures that he and his wife Emily had posted, and it looks like they all had a great time, and I'm happy for them.
Yep, it's good.
Cranker,
Yes.
did I see a little something about you did well in a tournament or something?
Mm, indeed.
And that
Did.
was Saturday at the Stong, right?
Oh, yeah. Team Idle Zone, baby.
19-pound bag in August.
Mm-hmm.
There's Matt. Hi, Matt.
Evening, Matt. Yep,
You
it was a good day.
do you want to? So I don't know what you and John worked out, or if you did. Do you want to talk about it tonight, or do you want to wait for him so you can both share
I
and
think we were
gloat?
gonna wait so we could both talk about it. Yeah, because
Okay.
there's a couple of funny things like that we'll have to talk about together.
Okay.
So it'll be
Uh,
good.
Kibby is already beating on you to tell about your glide bait.
Well, the glide bite was non-existent. So
Oh, glide. Good night. I can't even read glide bite. It was non-existent, huh?
yep, I didn't get a single nothing on the glide.
No glida.
I threw it, but didn't get nothing. I wish I
Well,
did. I had
dang
one of
it.
those. I had the last catch of the day was one that sealed it for us. It was my 5 pounder, and uh, that was a scary one because I was throwing a fairy wand in a tree. Luckily, it swam out instead of in.
America.
So it was pretty great. It was last minute. I mean, it was like 1:42, and we were getting ready to idle out of the trees and get out of there. And he's like, "Let's stop by this one more." And it's like, "All right." So I threw in the top of it, let it go down, clicked my bail over, and it was swimming out to the tree. So I set the hook and said, "Get the net." I knew. Oh,
5 pounder.
Devin's in there talking about yeah, I should have done the Takahiro Mori. I knew it.
I knew it.
That's a great video. It's one of my favorites.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was a great day, and it was nice weather. I mean, I actually had to wear a hoodie first thing in the morning. I would
That's
have been a
always
little bit
wonderful.
chilly on the boat ride first thing if I didn't have one. So the water warmth actually kept us warm first thing in the morning because the breeze was cool, but the water temperature was warm.
Mm-hmm.
So the heat coming off the water was nice.
Good deal. And so if you're just joining us, Kyle and John are going to okay, John's probably going to talk about this for the next year.
Yeah, you're gonna hear about this for a while.
And I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of it just a smidge. So John is now the first and only back-to-back Stong champion in the 11-year history.
Yep.
So there are what did I say? There's 4 guys now their names on there twice,
Yep.
and one that's 3.
Yep.
The coveted traveling trophy.
And I believe John took the plaque with him.
Yes, he did.
So
no telling what he's going to do with that. Last time he did that,
yeah.
it became the plaque it is now.
Yeah.
They used to do like a little trophy every year and just, but they made it into a traveling or memorial trophy, and just adding names to it. So
yep. So I
cool
think
deal.
John's gonna take it down to the local trophy shop down there and get the names on it. Sounds like.
And don't want to dive off into the woods too much for that, because we're going to talk about that next week on the KBN show, On the Clock with KBN. But drew 27 boats, which is great.
It's
For
fantastic.
August, the idea was to try to miss everything, and man, there's just no way you can miss everything.
No,
But missed
just
a
do the best
lot
you
of the
can.
events. Yeah. And rough money is just under $5,000 raised.
Wow.
Scholarship fund. So that's awesome, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
And something else that was really cool was the Stong family was there, and Eric was
Yeah.
there. It was really neat, and so John brought them up on stage to talk a little bit, and yeah, it was really cool just to see how appreciative they were that this is still a thing that KBN does every year, how it's benefiting kids of the KBN and their families and all that. So it was really neat, really cool.
Yeah, I wish I have not seen Eric in person, because we message on Facebook occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not seen him in person in I'm too old to even guess, because I don't think I've seen him since he moved to Florida.
Yeah.
So that's close to 20 years. So awesome that they made it, and great, cool that all of the family could be there for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
it was really neat.
really, and yes, and they did donate, I understand, $1,000.
Yes. Yep. That was really cool as well. It was very awesome.
Kyle, you were telling me before we went on that you had a chance to meet some of the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to meet Matt and Richard. I know there's a couple of others. Who did the cornhole boards? John, is it John?
John Ingold.
Yes. Yep. Got to meet John. So that was really cool. Just, and then obviously seeing some guys that I've known in the past, like Brad. It's always good to see Brad. So, and nice to see Travis. And I will say Travis did a great job with the event. Fantastic. So well ran. So that was really nice.
And a lot of streamlining running that event is that Fishing Chaos app.
Yeah. Yeah. That was convenient.
That is so cool. Dominic, Kiki has reported in. They made it home late last night or early this morning, whichever way you want to put it. Went out with, I think he took Max to Bone Creek for a little bit. And we're going to just relax a little bit before he goes back to work tomorrow. So he may or may not join us. He's kind of helter skelter lately, So we're talking backstage about what in the world we're going to talk about tonight. We just thought we'll just go on and visit like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yes, he does need a swift beating. Crazy idea. Mr. Crank is going to share the studio link to the show here in just a moment. And if you want to join the show and chit chat, come on in.
I don't know if they're ready for this. Maybe we're not ready for this.
Maybe we're not ready for this. Well, the good thing about it, we can see who's backstage before we bring him in. So
that is true. That is true. Oh, I know Devin's in. All right. We're gonna share
there's
it.
few rules. You can't say bad words, and you can't probably not drink on camera. We're not going to kick you out.
Yeah.
Especially if you're sharing.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Let's see who wants to come chit chat.
There it is.
Oh, thank God, Devin.
We'll see who joins.
So, guys that are unfamiliar, you just copy and paste that to your browser, and then just follow it in, and we will see you when you're in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And we can add you in and visit a bit.
We'll give some sort of off the wall introduction, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so
look who's commenting now.
Uh-huh. Come on, Cannonball.
I know he has a Big Hill story. I won't say it because, yeah.
Oh, that was with you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that day.
This Saturday was one of the days I wish I had my GoPro still.
Oh, dude.
Because
absolutely.
Yeah. Just a couple of things that happened like would have been so sweet on video.
I think your whole dang day from what it looked like. I mean, I can't remember when you messaged us and it said, well, we're sitting at about 11 pounds.
That would have been
like
7:30. Like 7. If it was probably before 7. I think we caught 3 like within 15 minutes, basically.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yes, Richard. We did cull. Yes. Yeah, we had. I think we ended up having 13 scoreable fish over 12 inches, and I mean we had our limit by I don't know what it was, like 8:30 probably. So the rest of the day it was trying to just cull out some of those small ones continually. And there for a while it was like 2 ounces at a time. But then we started getting into a couple other ones that was a pound here, a pound there, and then we would. Had I not caught that last one, we would have lost. We'd gotten second. I guess not lost, but got second. So that was a clutch fish. But yeah, we caught fish all day pretty much. I mean, we didn't really have many lull periods, so that was nice. I don't know where Danny went. Now I'm hanging out here by myself. I bet he's getting a phone call. Uh-oh. I'll wait for Danny to get back. I think we have our first guest is waiting backstage for us.
Oh man, that's what stinks about using your phone.
I know. We have our first guest backstage.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So I'm using a camera on my phone and in the chat with a laptop. So when I get a phone call, boots me out. I hate it. Yeah. But that's the way I have to do it right now.
That's okay.
The budget does not allow for a new laptop yet. So that's how we are.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brimmager saying hi.
What's up, Chris?
Oh my. The first taker on the invite to chat.
A brave soul.
He is highly brave. Man, I didn't realize that Matt was getting taller. He's grown right up through his hair. Matt North, everybody. Come on in, Matt. What's up?
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, Matt?
Good, Kyle. It was good to meet you, sir.
Yes, you as well.
Well, you just wandering around the house, Matt, or what are you doing?
Yeah, well, been meaning to get back up into the fishing room.
Oh, look at that.
I've got so much stuff up here that I've got to get unpacked from the benefit last weekend. So I haven't had a chance yet to get a lot of stuff unpacked yet, but you know.
Good deal.
So, Matt,
Sure.
you noticed that Crank beat you to the first comment tonight.
Yes, I saw that, but that was all right.
Well, he cheats. we can do that. It's our show.
Exactly.
Well, so tell me about your experience at Big Hill this weekend.
Oh, actually, it was very good. As well as you know, Danny, since our club out of Hutchinson is no longer fishing anymore. But what was it? Probably 2002, 2003, the last time I was at Big Hill.
Oh my!
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So it was actually a very strange lake to me. I showed up Friday and pre-practiced just a little bit. And actually, it was very good after I tried to figure a few things out. But I guess the ironic thing about it was when my partner showed up on Saturday, which I have to give a quick shout out to Rich Weiswick, who was my partner. I actually met Rich at the Bass Nation Championship 2 years ago and practiced with him. I practiced with him one day and actually wasn't feeling very good the next couple of days. So I really wasn't sure what it was and I didn't want to spread it around to anybody.
Yeah.
So I kind of ended up not practicing the other couple of days. So it was just
you're not trying to say that Rich made you sick, are you?
no. I evidently picked something up somewhere, but just to keep everybody else safe, I didn't want to be around them. But yeah, I had this is actually kind of the second time I got to fish with Rich, and we had a good time. Believe it or not, on some things that he was catching his stuff on. We walked away, 10 pounds, a little over 10 pounds, finished 7th in the tournament. I guess the ironic thing of it is the 6th placed finishers, which was Chris and Eric. I've been fishing with Chris at Grand Lake. I've been practicing with him. He's been showing me a little odds and ends places to fish, and so I've been getting a kind of a better tour of Grand Lake with him. Mm-hmm. And he said he was going to fish the Frank Stong scholarship tournament, and him and Eric were going to team up together. And I said that was fantastic. I guess the ironic story of it was that Eric, talking with Chris and everything, between the two of us, we have been battling to get Eric from Florida to the tournament. ever since, I guess, probably March. And, he wasn't in the best of health. But he is definitely on the rebound. I've asked him several times. He feels good. He is right now at Grand Lake with Chris again. They're just having a good old time, them two, and enjoying the time together. But yeah, I, with Rich being new to the lake, my partner and I, we were just kind of shooting from the hip, I guess. And but Rich really caught some nice fish. He caught like an 18-incher and a 17-incher, and yeah, he was on them for a while. But I ended up catching like two ones over 14, and then we had like I think a 13 in there. So that made up our best 5 that we had. So, but talk about a blast! My very first scholarship tournament that I've ever been to in Big Hill, and I had a blast. I'm going back. I'll be going back.
I plan on going next year as well.
I'm sure.
But Kyle, you're gonna have a different partner. You're gonna have the same partner.
I don't know about that. John said I have to go. He said, "You're coming next year, right?" I said, "Well, I guess so."
I'm going to go ahead and neither one of the other two that are heavy in this conversation are here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and poke the bear.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Everybody in the free world is thinking now that Kyle and I, or Kister and I, need to pair up.
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be like challenge match or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be like what was that show on MTV back in the day? That was like the claymation.
Oh gosh.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yes. Oh my.
It'll be Idle Zone Fish Match.
Fish match. We should get like championship belts.
Oh no. Are you trying to make John's head even bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No joke. One time, since we're just BSing, the last year that I was tournament director for KBN, and the last year that we had Mr. Bass, I had considered getting those wrestling belts. They make trophy belts, and they make them for fishing too.
Right.
And I thought about doing that, and then I remembered about 2 days before the event, so that did not happen.
Right.
But wouldn't that be badass? You get out of your truck first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big old giant Hulk
Throw it
Hogan.
over your shoulder.
Yeah, throw it over your shoulder. Rods in one hand, belt over the shoulder. Roll up. Yeah, I like it.
I'm kind of keen on the cornhole boards, because now anytime anybody comes and plays cornhole at my house, they're gonna know I'm the champ. 2025.
Those were cool.
I agree. I mean, that they look great.
John,
Very, very nice boards too. Like the quality of the boards too is great.
John had emailed the board, the KBN board pictures. Said, "Is this something you'd be interested in?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Those are really cool."
that is a sweet prize.
Very cool. Oh, Matt is so far the only brave viewer we have. Guys, if you look up in the comments, Mr. Crank has shared the link to the studio. So
I'm just gonna keep posting it on here.
If you want to come in and join the conversation with Matt and Crank and I, just copy and paste that to your browser and come on in. It's easy, man. Easier than Zoom.
John, thank you for that. Those are great looking boards.
Absolutely, John.
I'm super excited about this.
John has we're. Oh dear God.
I think he took it off his boat. I'm just kidding. We did not use that.
Well, Devin, how would John know if he
How
didn't?
would I know? I've never even used it.
Matt,
Seen it
did
used
you
maybe
guys
twice.
use forward-facing sonar?
No, we did not.
There you go. Okay. Did you catch any crazy fish down there, Matt? Something out of the ordinary?
The only other thing that, and I didn't catch it, but Rich did, and it was just a white bass. That was the only other thing that we caught, other than catching the largemouth bass.
Kister is always talking about walleye out there.
We caught. Oh, I think it was a saw guy.
Really?
Is there saw guy in there?
Must
know.
be.
It didn't look like a regular walleye.
Big white blotch on its tail.
I don't remember that, but John caught one of those.
Well, cool. So I don't ever remember catching one there.
We have another taker.
Oh, the backseater champion, the master, the non-boating sensei, Dominic Cabot.
What up, fellas?
How you doing?
Hey, Bubba, I'm living, man. How are you?
Good.
Good. Crank, May, congratulations, man. I heard you caught him.
We had a pretty good day.
Yeah, it's hard to do on that pond, man.
It can be, yes. I've had some decent days on that place though in the past, but it's been a while since I've been there. I mean, Danny, when was the last time Sandhills went there? 6 or 8 years ago, probably.
Yeah, I want to say 2018.
Okay. Yeah, that was the last time I was there.
Yeah.
So
7 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like my least favorite place to go, but man, they catch them there. I mean, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, it's a fun lake. I like it.
Yeah. It's I feel like there's more potential there to catch a big one than a lot of other lakes or small lakes in southeastern Kansas. I think that place probably grows the biggest one out of the bunch, in my opinion. But they're hard to catch over there.
Yep. I would agree with that.
DB, you been reeling me in, man? What's up?
Nope. Nope. I live out here in the Pacific Northwest, man. There's no
Pacific Northwest.
I've never heard that before. That's funny.
Well, you know, Moody has decreed that Western Kansas is anything west of Fredonia. So,
you know, dude, the funny thing about that is like that's kind of what growing up in the little portion that I grew up in, I feel like anything west of Parsons is Western Kansas for me. But I mean, I feel him on that, man. But yeah, it's kind of funny how like I feel like if I get any west of Parsons, I feel like I'm going into the prairie or something.
You get out here about 10 miles past Crank and I, and you fall off the edge of the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming out of grad school, I had an interview in Hutch. It was a small school district, like north of Hutch, and I just felt like I was in a totally different state, like a totally different place driving out there. I was like, this place is just wicked, man, crazy looking.
And we're not even west.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Now, Matt lives in the desert.
Okay.
That is true.
Where's that at?
A little town called Sharon, Kansas.
Oh my.
Now that's down. We are like 20 minutes from the Oklahoma border.
Okay.
So it's more like south central.
Okay. So like, are you close to
Familiar?
like
Are you
Park City?
West of there?
Okay.
So do you know where Pratt is? Pratt, Kansas. Okay, we are south of Pratt, Kansas.
Okay. You're out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
Sharon's
the-
a small town.
Where the UFOs land, man.
Yes. And the occasional Bigfoot sighting.
That's what they say. I heard he's sweaty. I don't know, but I haven't found him yet.
Oh, and they stink when they're sweaty.
That's what I guess so. I mean, most people do.
Maybe this time of year is the time you should really be searching for them, though. You can pick up the scent easier.
True.
Yeah.
This is good thinking on your part, Crank. That's why you are in charge.
I mean, I'm not going to be out there sweating my butt off to do it, but maybe somebody could.
Yeah, me either. I mean, well, if he passes by the Ring camera, cool.
Yeah.
But yes, as Evan says, that is the home of Martina McBride.
That's true. Sharon, Kansas.
Little known fact for all the trivia buffs: Martina McBride used to work at Dairy Queen in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Wow.
While attending Hutch JUCO.
I didn't know that was even a thing, Hutch JUCO, that she attended there. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Learn
Crazy.
something every day.
Yeah, really, really important stuff. We are on the cutting edge of technology here on the Idle Zone Syndicate.
Hey, Crank, am I able to see the comments on here on the StreamYard side?
I don't know.
Oh, yep, I found it. Sorry.
Can you find it?
Yep.
I've never been on the other side, so I don't know.
Yep, I got it. Where is Devin? I figured
I think he said he was cooking or something like that. I don't know what he's cooking.
Right
but
after I
he's
had
cooking.
Crank put the link up, he said he was cooking. So
Oh,
I'm guessing
boy.
he's grilling. Which cooking means bourbon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Hello from the other side.
He must be listening to some Adele while he's drinking his bourbon.
Matt, what do you got coming up that you're fishing? Anything until?
No, actually, I do not. I'm maybe looking at going back to Grand Lake, maybe in October. Other than that, I don't really have anything planned at all. Nothing on the schedule. Just for the state championship in November.
That is what I am working toward. So, hope to be a part of that. Man, where's Moody? Why is Moody not commenting tonight?
I can tell you what he's not doing, and that's working. I guarantee you he's not working. If I had to guess, he's somewhere with a cigar in his mouth.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
I
say
can't
that.
tell you where. He could be fishing. He could be mowing the grass. He could be messing around with some tackle or some reels, but he's got a cigar in his mouth. I promise you.
Or he's at Kiki's house and they're both watching this and not commenting.
And laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Oh, I see Fitz. Is Fitz still in here?
I would assume so.
That's the bad part. We can't see who's watching.
Yeah, like I can see who comments, but I don't know
Right.
if they're still here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one feature I wish they would show is who's here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how they would do that, I guess.
That's a good dude. I like Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Really good dude. Good family.
Real good dude. Yeah,
Solid bunch of people.
for sure.
Dom, what do you got coming up?
Dude,
Club?
I didn't really. I only fished one tournament this year, and it was with Tassie just as a alternate. Him and I, fished down at Grand the last few years, and had a little baby, but now she's a little bit older, and we can do things with her, and it's fun. And so, kind of after it wasn't really till like Christmas time, where she got to be like 18 months old. I hit Tassie up and I was like, hey man, I'm gonna take this year off, dude. I feel like, we're gonna have a lot of fun things to do. And so it wasn't something either that I wanted to like just drive down the morning of and hop out of the boat and head home, and because I know the work he puts into it, and with the little one, I can't put in the work. I sold the boat, and just been doing the daddy deal. But the guy that kind of took my place with him at Grand, he had a wedding at the beginning of June, and so I hopped in with Tassie for, I think it was a future bass, and we fished that. But outside of that, I'm not fishing anything. I'm thinking about hopping in the super tournament on Grand in September. I fished that a couple of years ago and did pretty well, so I think I may hop in that. But outside of that, man, I didn't fish anything this year outside of that one tournament. So
I
not
know
a whole
the
lot. Say what?
Mhm.
I said I know the feeling.
Yeah,
I totally
yeah,
get
but
that.
like if I'm being completely honest with you, man, like this was something I openly talked about with Tassie last year. I was like, before the baby, my wife worked at the hospital. She worked evenings, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was on the water. It was usually me and Tassie. We were just fishing, and I never thought about anything else, like except for the next bite, or when I'm gonna get back on the on the water. And uh, I've had the boat and had the baby, and what I realized was once the baby came along, I spent the whole time fishing, waiting for my ass to get back home. I was just like, man, I would rather be at home wrestling her around than reeling these fish in. And I never felt like that about tournament fishing, about fishing in general. But like even just a Sunday, the wife and her mom and the baby are together, like everything's good. I don't need to be around. There's no reason for me to not want to fish. But I get out there to Bone Creek in the boat by myself, beautiful day, and I'm like, I'm ready to put this sucker on the trailer and go home, man. You know what I mean? And so there were a couple times last year where him and I smashed them. We're laughing all day, having a great day, and I was just like, we're weighing them in, waiting for the check, and I'm like, I need to get out of here, man. I want to get back home. So that was kind of the driving factor of it all. I'm sure I know for a fact I'll him and I'll be team back up eventually, but just hanging out with her is a hell of a lot better than hanging out with Tassie in 100-degree heat, regardless of catching them. So, that's where we're at for the time being.
Good for you.
No problem with that at all, man. That's great.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And regardless of what anyone says, everybody's going to have their own opinion. You only get that time with them that age once.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't get it back.
Yeah.
You can always go back to fishing later.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I joke around with Tassie. I'm like, buddy, if the last thing you want is me full time, because I said I'll give you a beating if that's the case. I said you just keep me playing daddy for as long as possible. But yeah, man, it's the best thing ever. I mean, I'm more ate up with it than I thought I would be with the whole parent thing. So she's a handful, and she's got the personality of of a NFL middle linebacker, and she's big as a bull. She's got that mentality, but it's great sharing all those experiences. And I think the older or the further I get into the whole parenthood thing, it's like the joy of seeing life through their eyes. Like just something as simple as like the water hose being on. Like I would look at that, it's like it's just water coming out of the hose. But like to her, it's just like this crazy, wild experience. And it's like it almost like does something to your own spirit as well. It's wild, man. It's way better than reeling in a bass, and I never thought I'd say that. So
How do we follow that up? That's
man,
beautiful.
I don't
That-
know.
That is
That's some life gold right there.
It's as factual as I can put it, Bubba.
Dom, the only thing I could begin to even say or add to what you just said is the only thing better than that is watching your child hold their child
Yeah.
and experience that.
Yeah, that's what my mom and my in-laws always talk about. They're like, nothing's better than a grandchild than watching your child with their kid. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can see that. I can't imagine anything like in this moment. I can't imagine anything being better, but I'll take your word for it.
Matt, you're awful quiet over there.
I'm letting other people talk. I don't need to talk. Share the room.
What are them rods you got back there, Matt?
Which ones? And how many do you want?
Those white ones above your right shoulder.
Okay.
Or
right.
maybe your left shoulder. Is it reversed for me?
Here we go.
Those ones.
Yeah, these are actually the ones that I ended up taking with me to the Frank Strong scholarship tournament, but I have many.
What's your favorite?
Favorite rod?
Yeah.
Oh my. Can't really say I've got a particular brand that I like, but I guess more or less my go-to type fishing is flipping and pitching.
Not a boy.
So I have a lot of heavy rods. Though I've been trying to experiment every year with some new different technique. I haven't got down. I think I'm going to apply myself next year a little bit more, probably using a jig. The chatterbait I've gotten pretty comfortable with. Crankbaits I've got comfortable with. Getting a little bit more comfortable with the swim baits. Unlike Mr. Crank, I haven't yet threw my clutch bait yet, but I do have one.
Oh,
there you go.
And it will get used. So I just haven't had a chance yet to tie it on and throw it.
Yeah, man, that's my favorite in terms of a glide bait. That clutch is a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except Saturday, right, Crank?
Yeah, I didn't get any snips on the glide Saturday, but I was also playing co-angler, and playing co-angler requires other things.
Grabbing the net.
Well, yeah, that was
measuring fish.
Yep.
Holding sticks off the side of the boat.
Yep. I've gotten pretty used to throwing a fairy wand out of the back of the boat. But I'm okay with that because I honestly do love throwing that. I'll throw some finesse. But yeah, as Devin says, you'll never put it down. It's addicting throwing that glide bait. Like you want to throw it all the time,
The small ones.
but you have to realize you can't throw it all the time. Just certain times of the year, it's just not the deal. But
I'm wondering if we'll see the glider in any of the last events of the season.
Like
I don't know.
major, like tour level, you mean?
Yeah.
So I know the elites are up to the northern swing, right? But
Yeah, they
what
got
is
St.
ML
Clair next. Yeah.
is the BPT done, or do they have anything left?
They are fishing the same time the elites are, and
Okay.
they're at Saginaw Bay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I bet you may not see it on live, you know, in terms of like a top guy, but I bet a few guys will catch some on a glide at the smallmouth places in terms of largemouth. Like I bet as clear as that water is, you may see somebody catch one on it. But I don't think it'll be a player, but it'd be interesting. I mean, imagine somebody on Sunday just bombing them on a 7-inch glide or something crazy
Oh,
like
that'd be
that.
sweet.
But I feel like too, your hook to land ratio would be so bad with like a 5 to 6 pound smallmouth on a glide bait.
Oh,
Yeah. They don't get it as good as the largies do.
Yeah, man, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, and then there's the next elite is the Mississippi River, so
Yeah,
I would
probably.
imagine that probably not going to see it there.
mm-mm.
A lot of vegetation in that area, typically.
What's a hot topic, DB? Get me fired up, man. I'm ready to ramble on something.
Hot topic?
Yeah.
I saw
Careful,
a TikTok
careful,
earlier that
careful.
might be interesting.
Because one thing about me is I can get you canceled real fast if you get me too fired up. just take it easy on me.
What'd you say, Crank?
I saw a TikTok earlier about our favorite resident social media fisherman.
That's
Apparently
one that'll get me
apparently he
canceled.
got banned by Bassmaster.
You talking about Randolph?
No. I think
Old
he's talking
Slick.
about
Slick.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Just for his outward opinions of everything, I guess.
So is his boy not fishing the opens?
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole video, but
I think he's got a
I
high
don't know if
school
he
kid.
said
I
it.
just didn't know if he was taking the MLF route or if he was taking the bass
don't know.
route after high school.
who knows?
I thought that was
That
kind of
dude.
interesting. A little bit of drama for us with our no drama show.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about old Randy. I was like, that's one way to get me fired up, dude.
Mr. Wet Blanket.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what listening to that guy's like getting a wet blanket thrown on you.
Yeah, buddy, I'd rather smash all 5 of my fingers in the truck door and listen to that, dude. Take the hand out and smash all 5 of them again, Bubba.
That might be the comment of the season.
I got some more for you, but they're not PG. That was the first one that rolled through my head, but you know.
You got some in-person comments that you can tell us.
Yeah.
Not on the internet comments.
Yeah.
I've got an in-person story about him too.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes if we're all sitting around,
Huh.
maybe at the Albert show or something next
Yeah,
time.
for sure. I don't have anything juicy. He buzzed me one day. And it was kind of my fault, but I had my boat down at Grand practicing for Nichols, I think. And it was the only day I could get free with the baby. And it just happened to be that Toyota series last year, I think they had down there, year before, something like that. and I was down in the bottom of the boat tying up, and he buzzed me, but I didn't know it was him. I'd have flipped him the bird if I knew it was him coming by, but my back was to him, so I didn't know till he was by me. But yeah, not a fan of that fellow. Whatever you believe, dude, you believe it, but I just feel like he's not doing anything good for the sport, in my opinion. So
there you go. Maybe that's our topic.
get me fired up, DB. Come on.
Those that seek attention at the detriment of the sport they're promoting.
Yeah. But here's an interesting spin though. All right. And this is kind of like my bone to pick with the fishing industry is that, like, you hear, whether it's media, whether it's anglers, whether it's sponsors or the organizations, right? They want to grow it. They want to put it in front of more eyeballs. They want to, maximize this thing and continue to extrapolate it and make more money and do all of this. Like, it's a sport, it's a professional sport. Like, we want it to be a professional sport, but like, I don't think that I've ever heard such a small population of a sport complain so much about that same thing. Like I can get on YouTube right now, or I can get on ESPN on national television, and it's people getting paid millions of dollars to talk about what's going on in the sports. Like, Stephen A. Smith gets paid millions of dollars to just talk about it.
Just ramble.
He's not out there making a basket. But then at the same point, some Dominic Cavett from Pittsburgh, Kansas starts up a podcast. And I said, hey, did you see the Johnson brother talk about Robert G in the, event last year when he hopped all over him? And people in the elite guys and their wives and their mothers and everybody else want to be like, that's not allowed. What are you doing? And it's like, what'd you ask for? Because there, if you want to take it to that level, there's a level of entertainment that has to happen. And you making a cast, whether you're looking at a forward-facing sonar unit or Denny Brauer was flipping a jig back in the day, that's not exciting to watch. It's not, dude. And so like what are you gonna do to bring more eyes and more publicity in terms of more money and higher payouts? It's got to be the entertainment factor. But whenever an entertainment factor gets looped into to professional bass fishing, people want to, the guys involved in it, and not all of them. I'm making a blanket statement, but you get what I'm saying. Is that, like, it's this big deal, and it's like I get the hate toward. I'm here saying, like, I don't like Randy Blockett, but I think that guys like him, in terms of taking the professional fishing to the next level, I think there is some room for it. But in terms of, like, I can't get behind that guy getting up there and saying, like, I'm doing what I'm doing for the working man and for, to grow the sport, when that's really not what you're doing. You're doing it for a financial benefit. But yeah, that's a little bit of a ramble, but it's interesting, the dynamic between, like, is this a professional sport, and do we want to keep it that, or are we really trying to grow this thing in terms of a money maker? Because everybody wants more payouts, but what are you going to do to get a higher payout? And in my opinion, it's got to come from an entertainment aspect.
Boom.
Hey,
Awesome.
I'm going to ramble if you give me the space, DB. You know better.
I love to hear you ramble, because you and I think a lot alike.
Good.
And that's bad for you. But I was like, where is he going with this? And then we get there and I'm like, yeah.
Like, it's just this wild dynamic that, like, I'm ate up with fishing content on YouTube. Like, I eat it all up, whether it's the anglers videos, whether it's these self-proclaimed, bass media people, whatever it is. Like, I'm ate up with it. I enjoy it. I consume it all. But it's just like this interesting dynamic. I think that a lot of people who want to push or who want to expect more out of professional bass fishing than what it's producing, I think they're missing the aspect of like what we, or not we, I'm not a professional, but what professional bass fishermen do in terms of their competition is not exciting. It's not
No,
it's not viewable to the public. And so like, it is an odd comparison to like the WNBA. And dude, I may get fried on here. Here we go, getting canceled. But like, you are only as valuable as your product demands in any form or fashion. Like that's as simple, whether it's bass fishing, basketball, book writing, a psychologist, like whatever it is, like you are only as valuable as somebody's willing to pay. And so if what you're doing doesn't demand that level of income or influx of money, like you can't really expect it to go anywhere. Bass, these organizations aren't going to come off of their percentage of revenue that they're going to make or they're going to take out of the bottom dollar. So, what are you going to do to drive that up? And I think that it's part organization, it's part angler, but I think that like to really take it to where they want to be in terms of like, prime time national television, like true entertainment, I think that it's got to be way more entertainment based. Like we need to see the personalities of these guys. And whatever reason we don't, I'm not here to argue that, whether it's forward facing sonar or a young guy or whatever, but I don't know. I think that we're in this weird spot in professional fishing right now. It's like, where are we going to go with it? Is this thing going to like blow up? What are we going to do with this whole thing? Because everybody talks about like how bad it's getting, but where is it really?
I think it's interesting too, like kind of on that same point is, you can think of whatever you want of this guy, but Ben Milliken, he came to the Elite Series. He didn't have to come to the Elite Series.
Mm-mm.
He did that strictly to make content for himself.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
Yep.
Because that's where he makes his money, is YouTube. So, maybe guys are mad that there's another avenue that guys can make a bunch of money. They don't need to fish here, but they want to fish here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken out of their pockets, maybe. I don't know. But,
yeah,
guys like that, you can think whatever you want of them. But, I mean, he full-time YouTube's fishing, and people watch his videos.
Yeah. And they watch the heck out of
really good content of fishing and explaining what he's doing and everything else. And why would you not want to watch that? It's entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching him back when he was living in Nebraska. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
And here's another step onto that in terms of to kind of build the case of what I was saying. Like, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But Ben Milliken coming into the Elite Series, I would just about bet that there isn't an Elite Series video that's a top 5 in views for him.
Right. And
so that right there tells you everything that I just tried to say in a nutshell of like, he's professional fishing viewership is such a small population, man.
Yep.
Such a small population. And I think sometimes we think that it's way bigger than it really is.
Yeah, in all honesty, he probably brought more viewership over to Bass than he's getting from Bass.
100%.
Yeah, guaranteed.
So,
guaranteed.
And put it like this: like I could watch, and I'm a huge Brandon Palaniuk fan. Love Brandon Palaniuk. Ever since I was 2013 when I was in high school, I was following Brandon Palaniuk. All right, like I think that he. I know that he is the pioneer of the social media bass fishing, full film type of content. But like even somebody like him, I could watch his video as a tournament angler and be totally locked in the whole time and love it and addicted, just like I am right now to everything he's ever posted. I've watched them all. But like my wife, if I was to put that on for her, even as great of things they do from a production standpoint, and as well spoken as they all are, and how they tie it in from a family aspect, I still don't think that she could find much enjoyment of it outside of like the family at the RV type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you could put on a random shuffle of Ben Milliken videos, and about every other one, every third one, she's gonna find funnier than hell or some type of enjoyment, and she don't fish. And so
Yeah.
that's the difference of it, in my opinion, and that's why everybody's complaining about sponsorships and it going to content creators and everything else, because it's just the base that they're trying to that they're able to engage in and create a following from.
Yeah, it's kind of the same situation as the guys complaining about forward-facing sonar. It's the guys complaining about how they're got to make money now.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same thing, just different avenue.
Which the complaint about forward-facing sonar, that's the main way to get me fired up, dude. But you know, I don't need to get into it unless we need to.
Well, sidestepping that, thank you, baby Jesus, to to continue on the content path. So, have any of you guys watched the new Bassmaster Roku channel?
Mm-mm.
I haven't yet.
Granted, there's a lot of it's just the last 5 years worth of tour events, but there's a new series that was on. They ran yesterday on the channel, Peak Performance, and it was on a little bit today too. It's a 30-minute show, and it takes each elite winner through their final. A lot of them, it's through their final day to their win.
Oh wow!
From GoPro in the boat.
Wow.
And it's really well done. I really enjoy it. So check that out. I mean, that's something. It's totally different than anything they've done, because they've done, having a camera guy in the boat and having an interviewer in the boat, and this is just the fisherman and his camera.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jack?
Well, here's an idea. I got an idea for you. Like, this is something that I've always thought in my head in terms of how they could take like the production side to the next level, and like take the elites, for example. Like, you're starting to see some guys do their own thing on YouTube, like Logan Parks and Chris Zaldane and everything. But like, think if Bass was to live stream, or not even Bass, regardless of if it's an organizational thing or if it's an angler thing, but like, there's not enough demand for it right now for these guys that are doing it for free to charge. But like, think if you could have a unlimited access to all 100 elite anglers' camera, whether it be a live camera or whether it be the one on their dash. And if they all had a Marshall, $5, $10, whatever, you could ask that elite angler a question. So like, on that app or on that platform, Kyle Welcher is flipping down the grass mat, and I'm like, 20, whatever that angler's price is, to ask them a question during competition. A rookie may have a $5 or a $10, like, that angler may be able to pay for gas for the day. But I may be able to say, like, what's going through your head as you're flipping down there. Or I could just say something as simple as like, hey, ask Kyle Welcher what's going through his head right now. And so the guy, it's my card is linked to that. The $5 come off of it, $20, $100, whatever. And he is making additional money while I am creating some type of engagement between us. Like, when I think of production and professional bass fishing, like, there has to be, I think, some type of engagement there, because outside of the weigh-in or after the competition is already over, you really have no engagement with them unless you're on the water following them. And even if you're leaving your one-on-one engagement with that individual to just the people on the water, that's going to be a really, really small percentage of folks. But like, if I'm not going to lie to you, if I'm here rocking the baby one Saturday morning and I'm watching Brandon Palnick, fish a brush pile, and I'm like, hey, what's going through your mind in terms of how long until it's time to leave? Like, that's something I'd pay sitting here $20. I'd pay $20 to know that in real time. And so it's like, I don't know, just little things like that. I think, or you're going to see more and more of the organizations do in terms of even if it's just something to where you can watch the angler that you want to watch the entire time.
And I'm glad you brought that up. We've actually talked about that before.
Yeah.
On the show. We talked about that with.
I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who it was, but it was something to do with like being able to just like flip to, I want to watch, Gerald Swindle today for 45 minutes, and then he's not doing a whole lot. Let's flip over to, whoever else, Greg Hackney or whoever, and you can just watch them.
Like, when they're doing their live, the dude in the boat with them is like, okay, he's got a couple fish, and so they switch the camera feed to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if you could switch yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, you can act like you're talking about, like you described, just to watch.
Yeah,
I'd pay for that in certain circumstances.
Yeah. Do you watch much live stream of the professional events, Matt?
Yes.
What's your opinion on that in terms of, do you feel like there's anything they could do in terms of improving the viewing aspect of professional fishing?
Honestly, Dom, I think you are actually on the right track with what you are describing. In the earlier comments you were saying, what can an organization, or from a viewer's standpoint, instead of watching somebody sit there and forward facing sonar all day long, and to somebody else that may not be doing that, maybe the interest of the viewer would be, yeah, I want to watch that. I could see the younger generation looking at the FFS people that are doing it and say, man, I want to learn, and like you said, be able to ask them questions. Say, what's going through your head right now? What are you seeing? Maybe the camera guy doesn't have a visual of what he's looking at, but then that viewer could say, hey, Trey McKinney, what are you seeing? What are you looking for? Then you go to the older side that may not be into it, and you ask Hackney. Hackney's over there flipping bushes. That's going to, I feel like that would take care of a big generation gap, I would say. So if the older generation doesn't want to watch forward-facing sonar people, they can go and watch somebody else that's not doing it, and then the younger generation can see what they're doing, along with the other side of that, the older generation that do want to learn more about it, have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah, watch the technique that you want to learn.
Yeah.
I think a big, like, I don't know what the right word is, but just kind of like a dividing line is just the level of interaction that viewers have with the anglers. Like, it's not the same as like if you go to a basketball game or a football game, you feel like you're in the game. You're in that environment. There's an excitement around you the whole time. Whereas, there's not a lot of ways to interact with your favorite anglers necessarily in the fishing world.
Yeah.
There's not that direct excitement when you're watching a tournament. I don't know.
Agreed.
And Milliken's talked about it before, but I think he's really spot on with it. It's like this gap of like, if we want to take it to where everybody says they want to take it, we've got to create a better viewing experience. And an 8-hour live stream is not a good viewing experience. And
No.
and I'll say this too, is that the comment, and this may be an unpopular opinion, but for the viewing experience or for the viewing population of Bass Live or MLF, I can watch that and know that Greg Hackney is flipping down a patch of reeds. I can watch and know that Trey McKinney is shaking a minnow. I personally think it's really, really hard to watch those live streams when the commentators are just babbling on.
Yeah.
Like it's like, what are you providing to this viewing experience other than some type of audio to bridge the silence? And it drives me up a wall, because then all of a sudden the camera, like they'll go live to one of the pros and they start talking, and the production people are talking over them. And it's like the one bit of information that I even cared about was the angler talking, and you guys are talking over it. So now I don't even need to watch anymore, because it's like you just ruined it for the whole next hour, because I'm not going to get any useful or valuable information for a long time from now. And so, I mean, I just think that it depends what we want to make it, man. You know, do we want to make this a gamble of you put your money in and you try to win everybody else's money, or do we want to make this something to where, you know, it's like a professional sport and we're getting paid like a professional sport, or they're getting paid like a professional sport? And if we want it to be where those guys are getting paid like a professional sport, it's got to come from a viewership aspect. And unfortunately, the sport just isn't fun to watch at all.
Well, and then the anglers are going to have to, you know, if you wanted to grow it more, the anglers are all going to have to come to a minimum standard of requirements of things you're doing to bring viewership to the organization. Like, that's just going to be the requirements. Here's what it is.
And on top of that, and I could just be talking out of my rear and not making any sense, but you know, here's what I believe is that a professional tour of 25 Matt Robertsons that travel across 5 stops across the country, and at each of those 5 stops there's a 3-hour video where the first hour is practice and those guys just cutting up in the evenings and drinking beer and doing a bunch of wild stuff. And then the next 2 hours is them fishing and driving to the next stop and all the convos and crazy stuff outside of that. Even if they catch 5 pounds or 10 pounds less than the elite guys do, that would be a way more lucrative company than what professional bass fishing is right now. 100%. You put 10 Millikens in a under a label and create content with those guys. I mean, look at what the Flair and all, what was their name? The Guggen.
The Guggen Squad,
The same thing. It's the same thing of what I'm trying to say. It's like to make that type of money, you got to appeal to way more people than professional bass fishing is appealing to right now.
Yeah. I would argue too that there's not an excitement with the schedule. Like they don't come past, you know, Oklahoma anymore. Like we see the same areas or same area of lakes, same systems all the time. Like we don't get to see like Lake Havasu or the Delta anymore. Anything like that. That is, to me, that's interesting. Seeing those guys where there's nobody that's fishing those tournaments now, basically from those areas, and you're going to fish at places that you don't get to see very often.
That too. It's the same thing every year for the most part. But outside of that, and I'm not a league homer either way. Like I didn't grow up loving bass or loving FLW or anything like that. But I feel like you may be able to see more of that with MLF cutting continuously to cut the field. like I feel like it would be easier for them to take 50 guys in 2027 to the Delta,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else that it would take to do that. And then you think of the viewing, or what that would be, like the first major tournament to come there. Like they could do that way more logistically than they could, even if it's something that it's a one-off event that the boats are already there and those guys are flying in, whatever it is. I think that although I'm not a fan of how it went about, I think the smaller field that the BPT will be going to would make something like that more possible. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see, I think it's the Elite Series schedule, and this is just off the top of my head, but I feel like they go from like, it may be actually the BPT. I don't know. One of the leagues go from like Oklahoma, somewhere around here, like this part of the country, back east, and then I think it's the BPT. They go to like Florida for heavy hitters, and then they come back over here, and I would assume that like that's something where they're using league boats, that will already be there, and they're flying there, leaving their boats over in this part of the country. But like, I just think that would be way more logical, and they'd be able to do that way more with that BPT field being smaller, hopefully. Because like, dude, you think of those like early Delta events, like those things were wild, man.
Yeah, just
Wild.
Yeah. I'm interested to see the NPFL schedule myself.
Me too, man. Me too.
BPT and the Elite Series were out, 2 weeks ago, which is about 6 weeks earlier than normal.
Yeah.
Let's see what that NPFL's doing.
mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if NPFL can pull off some kind of bigger media partner in some way. The FX or the fixed TV, whatever it was.
I wasn't a fan of it, dude.
And what they had for this year, several times, the first couple of events, there were so many people trying to watch it that it crashed. So,
which I guess is a good thing on their end, that they get enough viewers that it's crashing it. So
I mean, it's a good problem to have for them.
Well, like I remember trying to follow Brock on there, and I was like, dude, half the time I turn that thing on, man, it's just like it's buffering, or I can't hear you, or whatever it is.
Yes,
man. It's hard.
They all need Starlink.
Yeah. Dude, and I really enjoyed every once in a while hopping on YouTube and just like watching 5 or 10 minutes of Zaldane and Logan Parks, their live streams. Like they're pretty much doing what we've talked about, just on their own dime.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you're going to start seeing more people do that.
I do too. I think that's coming, where that's not going to be an oddity. It's going to be normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good discussion for just off the cuff.
Hey, we're rolling, DB.
Richard's back again. Fitzwater, yes, he's commenting on the Delta. Jack Graves showed up, but he hasn't joined. This is true. That's absolutely true, Devin. I mean, that's how they schedule. They propose to those cities, and the cities that are willing to put up the most money. I mean, it used to be only Grand in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And now it's Eufaula.
And the
and Elite Series is going to the Ditch next April. So they figured some things out.
But like if you're the organization and you've got a staff a weigh-in of 110 guys and count for the travel and all of that, like that's way different versus if you've got to count for the staff of 50 guys.
Yeah,
in that event.
True.
And that's way different than trying to supply even if it's a one-off event, to where it's like one of those cup deals where it's like a third of the way through the year, we take the top 25 to this event. Like that's way easier to provide 25 organization boats, fly 25 guys out. Like that's probably close. You get what I'm saying. It's like that's logistically way more easy than trying to do that with 108 or whatever it is. Like, and that's just me. That's just me being hopeful that, like, you know, we could get something like that, because I think that'd be cool for the tournament junkie.
Evan, to your question, John has touched on that before, and they really don't. I mean, there are several guys that are doing it every day of competition. So,
but they do limit what you say on
they
those
do
social media
yes.
to make money. Yeah.
Yeah, so they all happen to be pretty kosher with that stuff, but
You can do it, but you can only say what we want you to say when you're doing it.
True.
yeah. It'll be interesting too, like when the BPT goes down, you know, and their qualification stuff gets more strict. You know, you're going to see those guys, you know, under more pressure probably to make sure they're staying qualified.
Yep.
And, you know, I think that's pretty interesting. You're going to see the top guys of that tour. They're the top that are fishing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me run this by you too, because this is just me running on with that production standpoint. But like, did any of you guys ever follow Circuit Breaker with FLW?
That was like their online series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I did watch that.
It would have been like my junior year of high school. I tore my ACL in spring football, and I was laid up, and I just come back from Kansas to Florida, and I had like my first Thursday nighter here at Bone Creek. So I was ate up with bass fishing, and I couldn't do anything. I was laid up in the bed, and I stumbled upon Circuit Breaker, and it was with Mark Daniels Jr. His rookie year on the tour, and it was like I didn't know anything about a Texas rig. I didn't know anything about a tournament or anything, but like I just knew enough to find that everything I needed to watch. Like I was ate up with every second of that. And like I think that something like that, but like the bottom 5 guys closest to elimination. So like throughout the year, that series is covering like the guys that are closest to getting cut. So like after they know they're about to get cut and they just had a 90th place finish and that camera is in their face after the weigh-in, like, what's this like? You know, like that is the place, in my opinion, that professional bass fishing has to go. Like as big of a platform as like the NFL is, they have that quarter, like you're seeing all of these different documentaries and spin-offs from that be super lucrative. Like there's been 2 seasons of Wide Receiver where they're following just the wide receivers doing everything that the top 5 wide receivers do, whatever they do in their off season throughout the year, at home with their kids, talking about the injuries, talking about getting cut from a team, talking about losing the starting job. Like, I don't know. I just think that that's where it needs to go. You know what I mean? Of like showing more of the individual than just like the tournament results, because the tournament results only mean something to a very small percentage of people. We got a comment from Evan here.
Have to check that out.
Wow. See, that's the type of thing that I'm talking about. Like, I just think that makes so much sense in the bass fishing world too.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Wizard of Oz thing that professional bass fishing has. It's like pay no attention to the man behind the curtain kind of deal.
Yeah. Like,
but
think
it's what
last
everybody
year
wants to see is the stuff behind the curtain.
Exactly. Because we see everything, you know, that they want us to see. We want to see the stuff behind that. But like, think of how crazy a documentary would have been, or a series with following Trey McKinney last year. Trey McKinney, Rick Clunn, Ben Milliken, Lee Livesey, and call it Carl Jacobson or another rookie. Like, I feel like that would have gave you so many different perspectives of what tournament bass fishing is and how people go about it. And like, you have Trey McKinney, Rick Clunn, you have a social media guru in Ben Milliken. Like, that to me would have way more views than the entire 8-hour stream of Bassmaster Live, in my opinion.
True. I would agree with that. Matt, you and I are the gray hairs here.
No, I'm the no hair here.
Okay. Wow. At times, I find myself kind of missing the old Nashville Network Bassmasters.
Yes.
I love the way things have progressed and what they're trying to do. And I think they're going to find a better product.
I believe so.
Man, those old TNN Bassmasters in the day. Well, I was watching the channel the other day, and they were playing some of the old cast shows.
Oh yes. Okay.
And the dead excuse me, the Denny Brower one was on, and it showed him winning his first bass. Back then they were invitationals. 1984 on Sam Rayburn. And I remember watching that at my grandma and grandpa's house because they had tuned it in. I was 14 years old and watched that.
Yep.
I miss some of those old things.
I do too. I do too.
Dominic got sick.
He said he's gonna be right back.
He couldn't believe what I said, and he had to go throw up. Oh yeah, there you go, Richard Fitzwater. Basil bacon, waking a spinnerbait. Oh yeah, I remember that one too. Crazy stuff. We didn't do bad, Crank, for not having any plan an hour.
Well, and I was just thinking too that I don't know. I mean, I think I'm kind of out of this thing now, but the fantasy fishing needs to start back up this week because there's a tournament here coming up.
Yes. Starts Thursday.
Yep.
So all of you that are not locked out of your account
or didn't miss the tournament,
be sure and make your picks. Does that start tomorrow or Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah. St. Clair.
With MLF starting the same day.
You gotta get all your picks made.
Yes. So if you're if you're doing the MLF side of it too, yes.
I cannot believe that Evan will comment 26 times, but he wouldn't come on live.
I know.
All right, Dom?
Say what?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I had to use the little boy's room.
Any closing thoughts tonight, guys? Devin is always listening. Yes, we know that. We know you're always listening. I think you have.
That's the man.
So next week's plan.
There's Moody.
There he is. Thanks, Mark.
The Moodimus. Hey, Moody, they asked me earlier what you were up to. I said, I guarantee you he's got a cigar in his mouth, whatever he's doing. But I guarantee he's not working. That's what he's not doing.
Oh, no, Evan, we are not filled up. We could put 10 people on here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we kept sharing the link. Next week's show, Haute de Faux.
That'll be a good one.
That should be a good one.
Yeah, well.
Especially since we had his roommate 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That dude was a lot of fun. I've watched Andy, in different things, and he's a totally different person than my first impression.
Yeah.
That's one guy like watching live that if he's talking when he's on live, it's a funny time.
Yeah.
He doesn't get too fired up about anything.
No.
And it takes a lot to shake him also. So that's cool.
Oh, sorry, man. Well, you'll have to find it.
Hey, Moody, I got a question since you're watching. I went to Grand with Scott about a month ago, and I had this reel that was just making this crazy noise, dude. It was just like couldn't get it to stop. The only thing I could think to do was just dunk it in the lake, and so I just kept doing that every time it makes some noise. So it hadn't got any better. So I'm just gonna send it to you if that's all right. Usually whenever I tell Moody, that's kind of like the little side joke is I tell him, I'm like, man, I've been dunking these reels in the water. You need to stop dunking reels in the water. That makes it worse. Even though I don't dunk any reels in the water, I always tell Moody, I'm like, man, I got this one, dude. It was making noise today. I just started dunking it, and now I can't even reel it. And so you got to fix it. I'm not fixing that trash. You need to take better care of your stuff. then I won. So I'd been giving Moody trouble about that. This was way back, probably 5 or 6 years ago, about the dunking reels in the lake. Then at Stockton, like back-to-back weekends, I win Moody's reel cleaning service as a prize. He's like, I'm not cleaning any of your crap.
Goodness me. An hour and 33 with no plan. I think we did all right, Cranker.
Oh, we did great. I think we should do another show like this again.
I think so.
And we'll just next time we'll advertise that's what's going to happen. And then it's going to be a first come, first serve. And if we get a bunch of people, you get 5 minutes on the show.
There you go. But you need to incorporate, Crank. You need some type of like mute button. Or like, do you watch
I can
ESPN
mute people
at all?
I can mute people.
Do you watch ESPN?
Sometimes.
Have you ever watched PTI, Pardon the Interruption?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the minus the points.
Yeah. I don't know how I do that, but that'd be good.
Hey, it's good to see your comment, Fitz. Hope's all good, man. Haven't seen you in a while, but hope all is going good for you, man.
I'm gonna be down your guys' way next week.
What's next week?
Work.
Mm.
Yep, I'll be in Southeast Kansas next week.
Where at?
For sure, Baxter Springs and Parsons.
Mm.
Maybe Pittsburgh.
Well, if you're in Pittsburgh, holler at me. I work from home 4 days a week, so I can always do lunch or shake free for something. So
yeah,
I'll let you know if I'm holler at me.
For sure.
Matt, thanks for being the brave first guest tonight.
Not a problem.
We're going to cut her a little short tonight. Absolutely appreciate Matt and Dom joining us, and all of you guys that watch and comment. That's pretty dang good discussion on the tailgate tonight. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Ott Defoe next week, and the return of special assignment John Stewart, and probably Kiki. And that way, John and Kyle can begin their bludgeoning of about the head and neck about winning the Stong. And we only got to hear about it for a year. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Check us out next week. Ott Defoe. Peace, man. We're out of here.
Nice to meet you, Matt.